Hello, hello, good morning. My name is Justin Publon. I am a meteorologist with WisconsinWX.com. It is 8:45 a.m. on February 3rd, 2024. We're going to be talking about the long range forecast today and what my thoughts are on February at the moment. Try to keep this a little bit faster than I've done in the past for your enjoyment. So let's get right to it. This is the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, showing very much above temperatures in the eastern United States and much below in the west. This, as you might think, would correspond to a long wave pattern at a 500 millibar level that is definitely favoring a trough in the west and a ridge in the east. I know that typically you would expect in this situation more active or interesting weather for our neck of the woods. So let's take a look at the 6 to 10, and there you have our above zone in the middle that stretches from Texas up to Wisconsin and the Great Lakes. So this makes sense to me. If we look at 8 to 14, similar, but not with the precipitation. I think you're going to have the high temperatures, above average temperatures, but you're not going to have the storminess necessarily. And that would correspond to the time frame of February 10th through the 16th. So it looks like our fun's going to come before then. 3 to 4 weeks below average in precipitation. So it's sticking with the trend that it's been. I pulled the 7 day forecast for Wisconsin Rapids, and to me, this looks more like April. Um, and here we are in the middle of February, so pretty crazy. Again, here is the ensemble forecast for the 500 millibar pattern, showing you that big trough. This is 500 millibar with height anomalies. So the blue is like really low, so that would correspond to a trough, and then ridging. So again, just confirming that this is in that 7 day time frame. And this is what it looks like maybe on a daily basis. This is 126 hours out, so this would be Thursday. And this to me would say, oh, there's probably a storm coming through on that day, based on the way it looks. So let's take a little bit of a broader look here, and I wanted to bring up the El Nino that we're currently in. Currently, well, not currently, but it's a 3 month lag, so we're looking at the November numbers, and it was a 1.9 in November. And that's average over 3 months. So when you look back through history, 2018 is the last El Nino of this magnitude, and I actually think this is, well, based on the numbers, stronger than the 2018, and then you go back to 2015 for the next one. So uh, this winter has felt like abnormally warm. Well, it has been abnormally warm, but it's also been somewhat quiet in a way. And when it's warm, there's like a lack of cold air essentially to make storms. We've had our storms, but yeah, I don't know. Just interesting correlation of 2015 and 2018 here at an El Nino level. The one thing I always love to look at is the MGO, and right now we are currently stuck in phase 7, and potentially moving into phase 8. But to me, this is like not real clear on where it's going. So we think it's going to go into 8, but it's in 7, and that has a lag effect on our weather. So if we look at phase 7 in February for the MGO, it looks very similar to the pattern we have now, which you would think would be stormier, right? This is temperature, right? As well. But as we move into phase 8, maybe it cools off in the east, but still, there's no really like slam dunk coldness to this. This to me seems warm, mild. I think we're in a mild February outlook right now. If we look at the AO, this AO pattern is interesting to me, and I feel like we had our big storms with the blizzard in southern Wisconsin in early January. And you can see this is where the AO did its dip, right? So it's been on this roller coaster. It always that tends to oscillate, but here we are going back into this dip again. So you think, oh yeah, we're probably coming around to a storm again soon, somewhere towards mid-February. Just based on this pattern, if we're repeating patterns here. The AO is really interesting. Yeah, I think the PNA is less interesting. It's not really telling me much of a story other than, I don't think this is playing too much of a factor at the moment, to be honest with you. So let's look through time into the future, how this sort of plays out, this pattern. And again, now you know the long wave, high level view of a trough in the west, ridge in the east. We have a storm moving through the southern United States there in the early part of the week, and then as we go into the end of next week, a large low pressure system moves through the northern plains, really. So this is not we haven't seen this type of storm track yet this winter, where it definitely goes like north of Wisconsin. So in that situation, that leaves us with rain and warmer weather, as opposed to the snow we got earlier in February or earlier in January. But that's storm number one. You remember the pattern in January was a two-storm pattern, and I kind of see the same overall pattern here in mid-February, but I just don't think the things are aligned for major snowstorms. So if you're a snow lover, I don't think this is a slam dunk. I'm sticking with the mild sort of way it's been for February outlook. But that's all I got for you today. I wanted to keep this nice, short, and sweet. I will try to do more videos as I can, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you. Bye.